apparently this culture of ours is becoming an anxious culture, just like the 50s or 40s, I don't know, 30s? Probably the 30s before the war. In as much as I feel like I'm being swept along, in as much as I'm not a coffee drinker, you know, but I'm realizing what cigarette smoking and caffeine imbibing coffee drinking does. It's a sedative. I don't know why. Why does something that would be a stimulant end up being a sedative? Maybe because it's a regulated stimulation to regulate the out-of-control inner stimulation from anxiety that rages in the psyche of Western mankind. That's the only way I can estimate why caffeine or nicotine works to calm somebody down. Otherwise, it wouldn't make any sense. Why would you use a stimulant to calm somebody? But it's to regulate their agitation and also prevent depression, which might just be the flip side of anxiety in its two modalities. Because when you think about it, anxiety will result in fatigue because it's driving the physiology all the time, not allowing the mind and not allowing the body and mind to rest. And so without rest, we build up fatigue. So it is avoiding depression, but it's also regulating stimulation to prevent it from getting out of control, out of hand. It's a straitjacket, like any drug. It's a straitjacket. And the reason why I'm saying all of this is because I'm noticing that, I don't know if I want to give you specifics or not. Well, I'm an empath, okay, so maybe I sound like a floozy sometimes with some of the stuff that I say because I get a kernel of something and the rest, I'm off kilter. I'm not a clairvoyant. I was born clairvoyant, but because of weakness and karma, I ended up merely being a hit and miss psychic, and hit or miss. So, but what I do get is the feeling. And what I'm getting recently was anxiety from someone, and I didn't appreciate it. And then I realized, well, if I make pasta and noodles with cocoa powder, along with all the other herbs I put in there, turmeric and whatnot, no sugar, but I did put in my special beeswax oil combination, which I love to use because it helps me cope with the tremendous amount of silver that I absorb through my skin when I take silver hydroperoxide with MSM baths. So I have to take beeswax into my diet as a preventative measure to prevent stomach cramping from all this particulate silver that forms in my stomach due to the hydrochloric acid taking the ionic silver from out of my bloodstream and depositing it as particles of silver in my tummy, causing irritation and cramping. So I did put in a kind of my own kind of version of cocoa butter, beeswax and liquid vegetable oil blend into the pasta, and a goodly amount. But a very light, just a heaping spoonful into a crock pot of pasta that I was making. It was mung bean noodles and whole wheat shell pasta. And I put on other things like seaweed to prevent Parkinson-like symptoms, nervous tremors, like in my cheek, muscle or my finger, uncontrollable twitching. It seems to help. Seaweed, in particular kelp. What's the kelp? Laver. Laver, I think, is the common term for Pacific Coast seaweed. Oh God, what's it called? Not digitalis. That's something else. Digitaria? Oh shoot, I forget the genus. Yeah, it's anyway. It's Pacific West Coast Pacific Coast seaweed. Um, and turmeric and a little pinch of food grade diatomaceous earth. What else? A little pinch of cayenne pepper. What else? Oh, slippery elm. I always like to put slippery elm now when I cook. What else? I think that's it. And so I added cocoa. I've done this before, but I never noticed any benefit. But then I was reclusive in my room, staying away from my roommates, and so something was upsetting my roommate, and I was absorbing it. She was getting anxious, and I absorbed it, and I became anxious, and I jerked off the next day, and I think, what? And what the hell's going on here? Anxiety. I was picking, and then I couldn't meditate either. Oh yeah, peanut butter does help. See, that's the other thing. Peanut butter does complement cocoa powder because it complements the cayenne, because peanut butter has niacin, and niacin, the body can convert niacin into tryptophan. So, and then tryptophan settles down the system, and it must have some other things, because taking cheese, which is rich in tryptophan, doesn't work, but peanut butter does. So the amino acid balance must be very unique in peanut butter that allows for it to be like a sedative. And so, yeah, the conventional wisdom combination of chocolate and peanut butter is true. So I had peanut butter with my pasta last night, and it worked really nice. But when I didn't have the peanut butter, when I had almond butter for lunch with the pasta, by evening meditation before dinner, I was just frazzled. I was like, whoa, inside. I couldn't slow down. So it took care of my. Well, no. This is interesting. So it was not taking care of my anxiety. So then everything I said just now doesn't hold water. Yeah, I thought so. Sounded good, though. So what is it about peanut butter and chocolate that allays anxiety? I'll be damned. Well, anyway, maybe the only point I'm left with is when you deal with cocoa, you don't have to deal with sugar and butterfat or milk fat. You can just have the cocoa powder with peanut butter in combination with whatever else you're making. But in this case, I had to combine the cocoa powder with pasta and have peanut butter with it, because I needed a watery base, with an oil and a wax to distribute the cocoa powder. And I didn't put much in the pasta, just a little, just a heaping spoonful, towering spoonful, plastic spoon. But it cooked very nicely, and it didn't blacken it too much. Of course, the turmeric. Yeah, and then when I took it out and drained away the excess water, the turmeric made the mung bean noodles took on a yellow color, which was very interesting. I don't know what it is. That's strange. Peanut butter and chocolate. That's interesting. But it worked. Because I slept very well last night. I mean, I did have to get up a few times. Oh, and something else I noticed. I really have to hike up and down the stairwell immediately before meditating, or else I can't sit still. And another thing is, I had one of those meditations in which I felt like I was, but I was actually settling down. I just subjectively couldn't judge, we never can, the meditation, thinking, this ain't working, I'm not meditating, but I was. Because when I came out of it, I could barely move around. I was so wow, because my activity of the nervous system had been reduced, but it was throwing out that stimulation through the mind, not through the physiology. So I was subjectively cognizing not agitate. Well, yeah, agitation mixed with stimulation, because I didn't have the peanut butter for lunch. I had the cocoa powder, though, with the pasta. So I was perceiving agitation along with stimulation, thinking that the meditation wasn't working, but it was, because when I started moving around to prepare myself for dinner, I could barely move. I was in a very settled state, so I didn't even know it. We're the worst judges of our own meditation experience. So now today I'm going to make some bread. Probably going to leaven it with baking soda. I'm going to use my oil and beeswax mixture to knead into the flour, and I'm probably going to put a little buckwheat flour in with the whole wheat flour, and I'm going to mix into the flour prior to mixing in the oil beeswax combination. I'm going to mix in my wound salt combination, so I'm going to have MSM, baking soda, sea salt, and powder colloidal silver. No water, because I've separated the powder from off the electrodes of the colloidal silver generator with a dry, clean toothbrush. And oh yeah, and a touch of diatomaceous earth. That I would not want to put in a wound, though. Oh yeah, should I put in? Yeah, I've been using some powdered orthosilicic acid with citric acid product from Organo Labs. So I'm going to put in that too. So 2 forms of silica. Oh, by the way, if you get a dirty glass dirty glass, see, plastic you won't notice. The silver will bind to the plastic, but with glass it'll plate itself on the inside of the container if you make murky colloidal silver like I do. And so then you have to clean out the container by putting in fresh distilled water and putting in hydrogen peroxide and not filling it up too high so it doesn't bubble over, and stirring it for several hours to eat away at the silver plating to redissolve it back off the inside surface of the glass pitcher or beaker, your 2-quart maybe container, because it'll happen. It'll plate itself when you make it murky enough over a long enough period of time, several sessions. Anyway, the sorbic acid is working out good. I take it only with the meal, diluted down. A mere 30th portion maybe of 1 gram dissolved in a liter of water. A 30th portion dissolved into a liter of water of the prior, so I may have to make a dilution because it's kind of strong. Otherwise I get constipated. Now I'm using it to water my wheat sprouts. I'm sprouting kamut wheat to see if I can grow wheat sprouts and prohibit mold and yeast from growing in the wheat sprouts. So that's going to be an interesting experiment. And I'm drinking the rinse water. When I rinse the wheat sprouts, I'm drinking it to see how well I'm doing, to see if I can taste a yeast effect. If so, then I don't have enough sorbic acid. Yeah, so cocoa powder is interesting, but only provided it's combined with peanut butter. Interesting. So the two really do act as a sedative. Because I'm very sensitive to people's anxiety, or animal anxiety. If animals are anxious, I'm sensitive to them. It gets me all riled up. Say, what the hell's going on here? Why are you upset, animals? Come on. Babies, I'm sensitive to babies. I'm sensitive to the emotions of other creatures. And scorpions, I picked up on the insecurity of a scorpion that I was trying to kill. It was extremely insecure. You wouldn't think that with a stinger and all, but it's very insecure. That's why it has a stinger, to try to compensate, but it's not doing much good. It has yet to develop an attitude. Yeah, I'm a stingered scorpion, and you know who has an attitude? It was my pet kitty. She thought she was a diva. Aren't I something? Aren't I beautiful? Wow, I'm just so cool, She had elbows she was propping up, not elbows, shoulders. She was pushing up, like, because she was so prissy. Not, well, I don't know, prissy in a funny way, in an amusing way, because it was done so shamelessly, without guilt whatsoever. So not a pricky thing, just like, just so unabashed self-absorption in narcissistic self-acclaim. She was literally applauding herself. Yeah, in a kind of a sweet way. Certainly not in a nasty way. No, just so unabashedly though. No shame. I should complain. Me, the nudist. I'm complaining about my unabashed prima donna complex kitty. So I wonder if all cats have a prima donna complex, unlike dogs, have a different complex. Actually, I've seen a dog who had what was it? A self-abusive complex. So that would be the kitty's inverted. It would, yeah, it had a very low self-esteem, kind of like the scorpion. Wow, that is weird. So animals and insects can suffer from low self-esteem. How about that? They're neurotic. A neurotic scorpion. A neurotic neighbor's dog. Oh my God. Well, at least not psychotic. You gotta watch out with a wild animal who's psychotic, right? A big black bear. A psychotic black bear. Hey, we gotta take him down. We got him here in our sights. I'm trying to make believe I got a walkie-talkie. Static, right? In case you didn't get that. Neurotic wildlife. How about that? Well, it's a stressful life. What do you want when you're a wild animal? Oh, God. So we got to distribute chocolate Reese's Buttercups among the wild animals, right? Or Butterfingers. Got to calm down the wild animals. Then the lion will lie down with the lamb and eat grass. No, they'll eat Reese's Buttercups and Butterfingers. That's what they'll eat. We'll drug the wild animals with chocolate and peanut butter. Oh, God. And we shall have world peace. Oh, we wish. Well, we can't teach the wild animals TM, so we'll just feed them Reese's Buttercups instead. And thus ends this video on that note. You want to see my dick? No. Well, some of you won't, and it only takes one to flag. I want to show off my cotton-capped pee-pee. My prosthetic foreskin. Maybe the Lehrman family of Logan Lehrman's parentage will approve of my homemade do-it-yourselfers prosthetic foreskin, adhering with beeswax and oil to my glands, to my head, to my dick head. Oh, good grief. Now I'm giving myself a headache. What else can I share with you this morning? As I wait for my bedroom to heat up so I can get out of bed. Oil-filled heaters are really... Oil-filled heaters are really, really cool. They work wonders in the winter time. Had a scratch in my elbow, crick, in the crick of my elbow, the side opposite my elbow, in the crevice of my elbow. Let's see, what else? Oh yeah, well I've been taking. Oh yeah, well if you get a sore throat and you're taking a lot of silver, you don't want to take vitamin C. So what do? You take iodoral. See, which is a pill form of Lugol's solution. This is what old-timers did 100 years ago. They didn't have vitamin C, and they didn't use the stuff. They used silver and or Lugol's, because Lugol's will take care of a sore throat, swollen tonsils, whatever, swollen throat, sore throat, infected throat. Works like a charm. You don't need vitamin C. Vitamin C is to get us to get away from Lugol's, to get away from oxidized silver hydroperoxide, because oxidized silver and nascent iodine represented by Lugol's solution or iodoral in pill form, are both share something in common. It takes a reducing agent such as vitamin C to render them useless in their germ fighting or in their in their non-reduced state. It's not the only way for me to put it. Because it's hard to call nascent iodine oxidized, because I don't think it's oxidized yet. It will turn into ionic iodide, due to the interaction of vitamin C interacting with it, just like vitamin C interacting with a peroxide of silver will change the superoxide of silver into its reduced form of metallic silver. Vitamin C will do the same thing. So that's why I avoid vitamin C, because on a minor note, vitamin C will give you argyria, but you won't notice it because vitamin C is not that strong. Sunbathing will do it. Well, I have to correct a comment. I don't know. I must have said something in that video and the title was that sunlight alone does not give you argyria, but I don't know why I said that. So I got to go check out that video and see if it needs correcting. Because a YouTuber caught me on that one, and I didn't realize I might have made a mistake in that video. Anyway, so redox explains a lot of things, but it also explains that thematically in our society, in the 20s and 30s, in the 1920s and 1930s, we have been discouraged, socially discouraged on a vast scale, to not use Lugol's solution and not use silver, and use vitamin C and antibiotics instead, when neither one is necessary and neither one really does the job anyway. You don't see them swabbing down the hospital with vitamin C solution, do you? Come on. Vitamin C doesn't kill germs. It does nothing of the sort. But it prevents us from using a real germ fighter, either Lugol's solution in the form of iodoral, which is much more convenient than Lugol's to take, or oxidized silver, which actually no, it does. Oxidized silver does fight germs. Why? Because it's the oxide that will release its oxidized potential to the bacterium, just as white blood cells in the blood squirt out hydrogen peroxide to weaken pathogens before they gobble them up. So oxidized silver is a form of hydrogen peroxide, a stable form. So it won't be the silver so much as the oxide that will kill the bacteria. But the silver acts as a substitute for tin and other poisonous stabilizers that are in the Rite Aid and Walmart, Walgreens pharmaceutical version of hydrogen peroxide, which is a poison. Because silver hydroperoxide is not a poison. It'll burn you, but it's not a poison. That's why I only bathe in it. I don't drink it. But when I absorb it through my skin, then I have it in my body, and it kills germs because it serves as an oxidizer. Just like swimming in a chlorinated swimming pool will oxidize germs too and get rid of a sore throat and clean out your liver because it's an oxidizer. But it's taken through the skin because you wouldn't want to drink chlorine bleach, right? So it's an oxidizer. But then the silver is there in ionic form to provide for regeneration of the physiology. Chlorine won't do that. Ozone won't do that. So silver hydroperoxide is very unique. It's not something the Metropolitan Water District can put in the tap water because it'll eat up your pipes. It's the wrong electric charge for safety purposes. It's the right one if you want to destroy your pipes, your copper or your galvanized iron pipes. It'll destroy them. But so that's why I have to put it in the bath and use well water to feed the bathtub, because that's the only way you can use a peroxide of silver. You can't distribute it to people. So it's going to have to be a cottage industry in which people take care of themselves. And that's what the New Age is going to be about anyway. We're not going to have institutions. They're going to go out the window. We're going to have a very small population on the planet and no corporate institutions to help us. We're just going to have to help ourselves. And there are methodologies for the do-it-yourself homemaker to take care of ourselves. And silver hydroperoxide with MSM is one thing. I don't know how we're going to manufacture hydrogen peroxide because that's a high-tech item. And MSM, you need hydrogen peroxide to react with DMSO. And you've got to have DMSO to start with to make MSM. So I don't know how we're going to do it ourselves to make MSM to go with silver hydroperoxide, and how to make hydrogen peroxide to go with colloidal silver to make silver hydroperoxide. But someone's going to have to figure it out and maybe supply it for the rest of the community, because I don't know how. I just know how to use the stuff in a nice, intelligent fashion. I don't know how to make it. But I know how to make the end product out of those high-end ingredients, and that is a bath that keeps me healthy. A bath mixture. But that's what the New Age is going to be. It's going to be small-scale production within small communities in which we look out for ourselves and maybe a few of our neighbors, and how else are we going to be able to sell and distribute free energy devices? Bedini tried to show us. I didn't try to learn from him, unfortunately. I'm just not. I don't know. I guess I got an ego. I want to create something myself that nobody else has created, and that's why I keep harping on Tesla's trimetal generator, because I keep thinking someday I'll be able to figure it out, which I haven't done yet. But I'm not interested in creating it for anybody else other than myself, because I know better. I'm not taking on the corporate world. Are you kidding? As competitors? No way. No way. No, it's just for myself. But it's not a secret. It's not something to keep a secret either. So the knowledge is free. That's what I've always believed. The knowledge is free. It's not to keep secrets. I don't know why people think about it along the lines of secrets. It's bizarre. Unless it's a trap. It's always a trap. That's it. Because the corporate world controls secrets. They control patents. The government has a law. If they find a patent that they think is for national security purposes, they take it out of the patent world and they put it into national security hush-hush world. You don't get to have your patent anymore. It's stolen from you. So, it's what the fuck. Secrets don't work. But if you just do it for yourself, I guess it's a secret. Then you don't tell anybody what you're doing, like Herman Anderson did the same thing Stanley Myers did, only he kept it a secret until the close of his life. Just before he died in his 90s, he told a bunch of university people. And from that tape, I only dimly get that he did the same thing Stanley Myers did. But he had a different way of describing it. And it's like awesome to have a different point of view for a change. What else? I think I've covered a lot of things in one video. I'm supposed to keep these focused. Oh God, I did a terrible job meandering all over the topographic map of ideology. And experience, most of what I talked about was experience, but some of it was experiments I have yet to do that I'm doing, like growing wheat berries, sprouts in a sorbic acid diluted in water, distilled water mixture, to see if I can suppress fungus, yeast, and mold for a change. And have wheat sprouts in my diet. Sprouted wheatgrass. Well, a little tiny. Like that high wheatgrass shoots. It's kind of salad green version of wheatgrass. Something you can eat whole. Yeah, I covered a lot of things in this video. But I'm going to put it in my new nutrition channel, because it's basically... Oh yeah, I started out with about cocoa powder in pasta. That's right. So it's I started out on a nutritional theme, even though I covered a lot of different things. Well, my Vinyasi channel, Vinyasi, has a go to my other channel video, and it has links in the description of all my other channels. 16 to date, although I keep increasing it, because I think I want to make another channel. Yeah, I'm always making new channels. Anyway, nice chatting with you. It's getting warm enough in here. I think I can throw off my bed covers. Yeah. Because it was too cold to get out of bed to sit up to meditate. But now I'm getting warm. Plus talking has heated me up. No, I'm not going to show you my pee-pee. It is tempting, though. my cotton-covered pee-pee. Actually, somebody a long time ago showed me a poster, and I think it was the Rolling Stones, and they were naked. It was a poster on some wall along the boardwalk, along the Santa Monica boardwalk, and I think it was the Rolling Stones, and they were naked except for a sock over their genitals, and I didn't get it, and that's what I'm doing now. I've got a cotton fabric sock over my penis, not the balls, just the penis, adhering with the help of a beeswax oil combination lotion that has other ingredients in it, such as salt and powdered colloidal silver. I could have put MSM in there as well. I didn't think to do that. I didn't want to. My next batch, I'll have more oil, less beeswax, because it's a little too much traction. It's not greasy enough. And I'll add in MSM along with salt and powdered silver. Actually, I'll use my wound care mixture that also has baking soda in it. That's what I'll do. And I didn't know that when you're dealing with a slightly loosely fitting cotton sleeve that does not compress the penis, so that for long-term use it will not deform the shape of the penis, because the penis is a kind of a foam-oriented structure, in which it's partly like closed-cell foam and partly like open-cell foam. Foam you sit on that's cushiony, like a foam mattress. That's what the penis is constructed of. It's a foam structure, partly like open-cell, partly like closed-cell foam. And you can compress it and deform it. So I have to use a slightly oversized cotton sock, so to speak, or sleeve, that uses a beeswax oil combination to serve as glue to keep it stuck, to keep it held in place, to act as a prosthetic device to replace the missing foreskin taken from me at birth, on the day of my birth. And I think I know why the chiropractic doctor officiating at my birth in my mother's home, I was not born in a hospital, why she circumcised me. My mother wanted me to be born natural. She was on a raw food vegan diet. Of course she wanted things to be natural. It's probably because, and it was a woman chiropractic doctor, she was probably afraid of losing her chiropractic license. Or, bring down the hellfire and brimstone of the AMA if she did not perform circumcision, because this was the late 50s, 1950s. That I was born, so, circumcision was king, like 99.99999% of all baby boys were circumcised at birth. So, that's probably why they did it. So I shouldn't blame my mother for being ignorant, or the chiropractic doctor for that matter. It was probably social pressure that did it. It's usually what does everything is social pressure. So to correct that, because I don't know how to regenerate a foreskin without cutting off my dick to do it, and soaking it in colloidal silver for 9 months or whatever it takes to regrow a penis along with a foreskin in its entirety. Not knowing how to do that without cutting or poking to make it bleed or whatever, or surgery, homemade surgery, I don't know how to regenerate a foreskin, so I've come up with a prosthetic replacement, and it works. I sleep with it, it doesn't come off. If I'm walking though, like on a long walk, I have to wear a G-string style or a G-string underwear or a cup-shaped jockstrap. You know, something that cups the genitals that helps hold the sleeve in place, because when the penis is wagging around, swinging around underneath pants, it'll come off with all the swinging. If you walk a mile or 2 or 3, a long walk or jog, it'll come off. So, like jogging pants, some jogging shorts have a cupped piece, an extra piece underneath that cups the genitals. So, something that'll cup the genitals to keep the penis from swinging from side to side, because that'll cause the prosthetic device to slip off, despite the beeswax oil glue, adhesive glue mixture that I have. That I have to put on more than once a day because it does dry out, because it is a cotton sleeve. So it does dry out, and although it does leave a residue on the underside, which I do not rinse out. I don't wash it out. I just cold rinse the sleeves and turn them inside out to dry. But I don't try to get rid of, I try to encourage building up that layer underneath. So this is a really general purpose update video. It's got everything in it, chock full of stuff. Now I am getting warm. I can throw off all my bed covers and be naked. See, I can only talk about it. I can't show you. Oh well. Let's pray for the day when I can both talk freely, share you my ideas, and show you my almost totally naked body with my covered penis. But my pubic hair and balls will be showing. And my butt crack. And my cheeks, my butt cheeks. Oh well, that'll be another day. Let's see, because I'm putting this on my nutrition channel. It's supposed to be safe. Safe for youngsters. Right, so now they'll cover the child's ears. Don't listen. It's sex education. We don't want you to listen. Yeah, but it's good sex education. They don't teach us in sex education class how to make a prosthetic foreskin. To be like all the other boys who have not been circumcised, because it is more than more than a fraction of a % of boys that are not circumcised nowadays, which is good news. But I like to play a guessing game. And there's no way I can guess who among the children of the planet now are not of Western culture is not circumcised. I mean, it's like there's just no way to guess, estimate. There's just no way to tell. You just have to remain a mystery until nudity becomes popular. Y'all are right, 100 years from now after I'm dead. No, actually, I foresee it happening before I die. It'll be a while before that happens. Have to wait some more, get some more gray hairs. See, I'm showing you my naked shoulders. That's about it. And my naked face. My naked eyes. My naked teeth. What teeth are left? My naked nostril. Ew, he's making a piggy's face out of me. My naked ear. My naked hair. My naked eyebrow. Eyelash. My naked nose. My naked finger. Aha, but I'm not giving you the birdie. Whew. That was a close one. My naked thumb. Oh, thumbs up, yes. What else? The naked air molecules. My naked pillow. My naked honesty. My naked tongue. Oh, he sticked his tongue out at me. Ew, mommy. Let's flag the video. His naked smile. from ear to ear, as my grandmother would say, from ear to ear. Well, not quite from ear to ear. I can try to get there, but it can't quite get there. On the way. Let's see what else. My naked teardrop. Laughing so hard he's crying. He's tearing. Well, not crying, but tearing. Almost crying. Yeah, my naked snot running down my nose. Ew! my runny nose. From all this crying, practically crying, laughing. I guess I don't have anything else to say. That's about it. What am I up to now? 41 minutes? Yeah, I guess it's time to shut down before my cell phone shuts me down automatically in mid-sentence. At least I had the good foresight to change the battery before I taped this video. I hate it when it does that. Cell phone low. Plug in, plug in. God, my battery doesn't last long. For some reason, the video camera uses up a ton of juice. I don't know why it does that. It's amazing. So if the battery's rated for 3 hours, forget it. It's more like 20 minutes. Oh, God. I think I've covered everything. Oh, yeah, you notice I haven't been shaving. I'm so lazy. Yeah, been growing a beard. Whatever. And if I'm growing a beard, you can be certain I'm growing my pubic hair. Because usually when I shave one, I shave the other. That's just the way I am. I don't think I did it last time. I think I let my pubic hair grow. That's a first. I usually shave both. Huh, I am getting lazy. Well, actually, no, I trimmed. I didn't shave my beard. I trimmed it. Yeah. That's probably why I didn't shave my pubic hair. See, I knew it. When I shave one, I always shave the other. Never fails. Because I look at one and I look at the other and go, imbalanced. See, I'm a nudist, right? Don't want to be imbalanced. Must achieve balance. In my decorum. My nudist decorum. Okay. I don't shave my legs, though. Nah, I don't go that far. Ew, that's weird. I look like a chicken. Naked legs. Naked like a chicken's legs. Okay, I'm up to 43 minutes. I think I better call it quits here. That's what I get for not showing you my pee-pee. My covered pee-pee. My cotton-covered pee-pee. Well, we'll just have to do without. Here, I'll show you my thumb. You'll just have to imagine that's my pee-pee. Without the cotton prosthetic device covering it. Okay. I'm too much.